Sadashivasamarambaam Shankaracharyamध्यamam Asmadacharyaparyantam Vande Guru Paramparam. I welcome you all with my love and respects. I welcome all the devotees, disciples, samajis, satsangis sitting with us around the world at this moment. 778 places through NTV, 22 places two-way Nayanadiksha, in 175 cities, in 21 countries. Let's enter into today's satsang. In Bhagavad Gita, 3rd chapter, 17th verse, in Karma Yoga.
रतिरेव स्यात् आत्मतृप्तश्च मानवः आत्मन्येव च सन्तुष्टः तस्य कार्यं न विद्यते यस्त्वात्मरतिरेव स्यात् आत्मतृप्तश्च मानवः आत्मन्येव च सन्तुष्टः तस्य कार्यं न विद्यते यस्त्वात्मरतिरेव स्यात् आत्मतृप्तश्च मानवः आत्मन्येव च सन्तुष्टः तस्य कार्यं न विद्यते
यस्त्वात्मा रतिरेव स्यात् आत्मतृप्तश्च मानवः आत्मन्येव च सन्तुष्टः तस्य कार्यं न विद्यते. The translation: on the other hand, one who delights in his own natural temperament, one who is satisfied with his essential nature, one who is pleased with his own self, does not know of any want or need. Very beautiful verse. I'll enter into the sutra. Yastvatma ratireva syat atmatriptascha manavaha आत्मन्येव च संतुष्टः तस्य कार्यं न विद्यते. Bhagavan is continuing from the last two verses. The yesterday's verse, the last verse, Bhagavan was talking about aimlessly moving, just like a foolishly moving. I tell you, losing the aim is not big. Just by one slip you miss it, because that slipping becomes pattern. You can see in your life a very simple action. Even if you have taken the vow you will not smoke, just one day in one party you taste it. See, next day your mind will say, no, already we broke. What is there? What else is there now? What more is there? It's okay, come on, one more. Over. One leads to another. And same way, one day morning don't do yoga or pranayam. Sleep. Oh, yesterday was Swamiji's birthday. Whole day we all worked. Today I'll take off. Today nobody will be there in the Akada. Swamiji himself will be sleeping. He himself will be resting. Let me not go to Akada, and no attendance will be there. Sleep. Next day you will see, again to bring you back to that sadhana, to the sincerity of the sadhana, You may have to struggle more than 1 week. Because the sleeping becomes pattern. That is why in Saiva tradition, they will say, you don't need to do big worship, like you need pouring milk, curd, all the flowers and all that. You don't need to do all that. Just pour little Ganges water and one bell leaf, that's enough. But has to be done regularly. Regularity has been emphasized in Shaivism. In Vaishnavism, usually the elaborateness is emphasized, but not regularly. Once in a week is also okay. Even Venkateshwara takes bath only once a week. You know that? No. The largest worshipped religious center in the world, it seems day before yesterday, they made a record of 1,73,000 people had darshan within one day. 1,73,000 people. Then what speed! I think if Venkateshwara was standing and watching, you would have seen the fast forward going. You would have been seeing just fast forward happening. No, 1,73,000 people walked in front of Bhagavan and had the darshan. They said that it's a record number. Never ever this has happened. Never more than 1,30,000 people have walked. First time so many people have walked. Even that worship deity, that much of worshipped deity, takes bath only once a week. Vaishnavism emphasizes on elaborateness. Shaivism emphasizes on the regularity. Because Shaivism is more based on sadhana. Of course, I'm not going to compare, don't bother. The lesson I wanted to tell you through this regularity, because when the regularity is lost, aim is lost. It's very easy, you will forget. Ramakrishna, he was teaching to a group of his disciples. He tells the disciples, sannyas disciples, some instruction about meditation, and they are supposed to drink curd and do certain pranayama, some technique, some meditation technique they are supposed to do. He taught them, because the technique will generate heat, he told them you have to drink curd and then do this. So then they all started doing. After 2 days again he calls them and asks, do you guys have enough curd for tomorrow? These fellows ask, no, tomorrow we will buy. He says, no. I am going to leave my body. So tomorrow you guys will be busy, you will not be able to buy. You will miss the sadhana. Get the curd and keep it ready. Even after I leave the body, you guys can't miss the sadhana one day. And actually he left the body. And next day the disciples drank the curd and did the spiritual practice. Did the sadhana. They did not miss it. He says, no, you cannot break the regularity. Guru is dead. His body is lying. It is not that he had thousands of people, somebody else will take care of the cremation and all the other activity, and these guys can sit and blow the nose. No. Only some 10-15 people were there. There are group photo. There is a group photo actually. The whole crowd who gathered during his passing away, there is a group photo. There is a group photo. Surely not more than 25 people. I can be sure. Only these fellows have to take the body, cremate, do all the ritual. But he says, hey, get your curd and keep it. And there is some Bengali dish they will have to eat for cooling the stomach. Curd and something, I forgot the name. Anyhow, but he tells, get all that and keep it. Because I left the body, there will be chaos. And you guys will say, no, you don't have time to go and buy the curd from the market. Because there is no curd, you will not do the practice. One day if you miss, that becomes habit. See, this is the whole crowd. I must show them in the... Totally... Show, I think it must be 25 people maximum. Okay. Show the... That's all is the whole group. Only this is the number who attended, the show in NTV also, who attended Ramakrishna's funeral. You understand? That's all. But he was very clear that you guys will not miss the sadhana. Regularity. So that the aim is not lost. I know another one Swami. In Mangalore, Ramakrishna Mission, one Swami was there, Sundanandji, his name was. He's a great Paramahamsa. Very rarely, third generation, fourth generation creates Paramahamsas. I'm 100% sure he's a Paramahamsa. He, the same way, just the day before his passing away, he was running an orphanage. He told the manager, hey, get whatever food, everything needed for the kids, arrange it, because tomorrow I'm going to die, because I'm dead, you guys will be running around, and kids will not have their food, morning food, and they will not be able to do their regular prayer. No, arrange everything. He told and died. After arranging, he handed over the key and died. Another one sadhu, I know, in Ramakrishna Mission, T Nagar. This T Nagar sadhu I myself have seen. His name is Uddhavanandaji. He was suffering with cancer. Great sadhu. I don't know whether he is enlightened, but great sadhu. Same way, he was training a group of brahmacharis. Because he's a great sadhu, the headquarters have ordered him to train the brahmacharis. He used to be the trainer of brahmacharis. So a group of brahmacharis were allotted to him, and his responsibility in training them and molding them. So just one day before his passing away also, he ensured that their practice is not disturbed. And he made another one person in charge to supervise their practice and their spiritual routine. Made everything available. This Uddhavanandaji, I myself have seen with my own eyes. Called all the brahmacharis and told that by tomorrow I will not be here. So he completed all the lessons he was teaching. He was teaching Kathopanishad and Mundakopanishad. 2-3 verses were remaining. He completed all those verses, gave question answer, means clarifying all the doubts, and completed the lessons, and told from the next lesson onwards, this Acharya will take. And he ensured the smooth transition. And then left the body. so much of emphasis on continuity of the sadhana. But it's unfortunate. Only few people hold that intensity, even in Ramakrishna Mission. Even though Ramakrishna set a trend, and the third generation, few, 2-3 sadhus have set a trend, and in the last, I think now they are 7th generation. One generation is 30 years, maybe 6th generation there, 150 years over, I think. 1886, he left the body. Then how many? 30 years over. 1986, 100 years. So now, I think 4th generation is over. Now the 5th generation. Even in the 5th generation, somebody is setting a trend, but unfortunately, it never became a lifestyle, only as an exemption. It became only as an exemption. But still, 10% of Ramakrishna Mission sadhus don't retire. Till death, they don't retire. 10%. In our sampradaya, you can be retired only organizationally. No retirement as far as spiritual practice is concerned. I am making it as very clear rule. Only the organizational work at certain age you can take retirement, organizational responsibility. But the spiritual practice, no retirement. I am making this as a rule for the Nithyananda Sampradaya. Even if you have become enlightened, till you are in the body, the spiritual practices will be practiced and followed. As it is a rule created by me, even if you have become enlightened, out of your gratitude, you are bound to me. So follow this rule. No question of breaking the sadhana. Understand, this is the way your life is going to be. Till you are enlightened, you are going to be sitting with a physical body and doing the puja. Once you are enlightened, you are going to be sitting with physical body and divya sarira, means the divine body, both together, and going to be doing the Guru Puja. Once you leave the body, you are going to be just sitting with the divya sariri and doing the Guru Puja. Understand? But all the 3 times, this is going to be permanent, eternal. Morning, 7 o'clock, whether you are in Manushya Sarira plus Divya Sarira, or just Divya Sarira, this is going to be your routine. I am going to continue my satsang. See, now I have Manushya Sarira and Divya Sarira. At some time, I may leave the Manushya Sarira, but the Divya Sarira is going to continue morning satsang. Understand? I am making this as a routine of the Nithyananda Loka itself. So, no question of missing sadhana. Now you have Manushya Sarira, Nara Sarira, human body. Once you have become enlightened, you will have the human body and divine body, Divya Sarira. Once you leave this human body, you will have just Divya Sarira. In all 3 times, morning Pada Puja and Satsang is compulsory, understand? So that is not going to change. Sadhana is not going to change. In Buddha's life, very beautiful incident. 6 years he was struggling. Never got that opening, that enlightenment experience. One day he decided, I am not going to miss my aim even for a moment. This takes a beautiful sankalpa. Even if my bones drain, my flesh dries in this very spot, I am not going to move my body or mind from the aim. Itam asanam sushyate sariram. Let this body become dry. Let the blood drain out. Let the flesh just melt. But I am not going to move the body and mind away from my aim. And in seconds, he became enlightened. Strength of sticking to the aim, the ultimate aim. Bhagavan expands on the glory of strength of sticking to the aim in the last verse. In this verse, he says, the man who is sticking to the glory, sticking to the ultimate aim, the glory of the self, has nothing to achieve. He says, if you are sticking to the aim and the glory of the self, you are fulfilled. You neither have any want nor have any need. You are fulfilled. If you have the human body now, morning, sit in the satsang and remind your inner space about the spiritual truths. Don't worry, I may not talk every day same thing. I'll talk different, but it will be same tune, same frequency. Tomorrow itself I may say, drop all the aims and goals. That and this means same. When I say that, I mean the same. When you sit and listen, every day these great truths, becoming distracted or aimless wandering is avoided. You are centered on the truth. You are centered on the ultimate. So if you are in the human body, sit in morning satsang. One day you became enlightened. Now you are having human body and divya sarira, the divine body, both. Then sit in the satsang. One day you may lose the human body. Human body may wither away. You will be just having the divya sarira, divine body. Sit in the satsang. So all three times, that is not going to change. So now itself visualize. Either you are going to be sitting with flesh and bone, or sitting in the form of a light, but you are going to be sitting every day morning. Whether you are Nithyananda Nagara or Nithyananda Loka, you are going to be sitting every day morning. Make this as a aim. Life. The spiritual practice, I tell you. If you just make the habit of satsang, that is enough, because in satsang I will beat every day. Every day different ways the spiritual truth is sung. And your body will simply start resonating. See, in the young age, in the schools I have seen, they will come and test the kids' hearing level. They will have a small kind of a fork. They will just beat in the hand and keep it near the ears. You will hear the sound, ooh. They will check your hearing capability. What is that called? Tuning fork. Actually, if you have one tuning fork vibrating, take the other tuning fork near, this other tuning fork will automatically start vibrating. Same way, I am one tuning fork continuously vibrating in high frequency. You just bring your dumb tuning fork near me. You don't need to do anything. Just by this frequency, that tuning fork will start vibrating. That is what is called satsang. In one vibrating tuning fork, taking the other silent tuning fork and this tuning fork also vibrating is what is called satsang. Understand? Now, after all, the technology has liberated you guys from the bondage of that. You have to be in a physical presence to attend satsang. You guys are not in the period of Buddha. See, if you are in the time of Buddha, if you have to attend satsang every day, you have to be constantly physically around him. Now that whole problem is solved. NTV has liberated you guys. Wherever you are, all you need is an Android or BlackBerry. Just log in and tune. All you need is just an iPhone. I have seen the sincere Muslims, even while they go in the train or flight, that moment, the time for the namaz comes, they will turn towards the Mecca and start their worship. Same way, a sincere seeker, that moment, morning 7 o'clock comes, take your iPhone, get in front of your laptop, log on to NTV, sit with the satsang. Make this as a lifestyle. Naturally, you will never lose the aim. You will never lose the aim of life. You will not wander. You will not miss it. That will just become part of your very being, part of you. That morning, tuning your being and radiating in the frequency will become lifestyle in you. In this verse, Bhagavan is praising the person in whom the satsang has become lifestyle. Being with the self has become lifestyle. He neither has want nor has need. So start rejoicing in the self. Yastu atmarati eva syat. Actually, the satsang is nothing but creating a feeling connection in you with yourself, means rejoicing in the self. I'm just making that as a lifestyle in you, that's all. Yastu atmarati eva syat atmatruptascha manavaha atmanyevacha santushtaha tasya karyam na vidyade. Sometimes when I read this poetic expression, the way Krishna has put it, I feel like if I see him, I'll just hold his both chin and shake and hug him. In such a sweet way he has put it. If you can understand a little bit of Sanskrit, you will really tasya karyam na vidyate. There's nothing to know by moving. Karyam here means moving. There is nothing to know or nothing to feel as need. After 5,000 years, nobody is able to update expression of this guy. Then what an intelligence. See, now actually I am struggling. How will I update this word? It is a perfect word, perfectly put. And my team, dedicated team, has translated perfectly. I want all of you to know, I assist giving them guidance, and then I proofread. But sitting with a dictionary and collecting different words and interpretation and organizing, I am so satisfied with this translation. And she has just caught my essence. How? See, I have my own way of translating. If there is a 10 word, a Sanskrit word, each word will have a 10 meaning. I'll tell them to pen down all the 10 meanings. And then, now we have 100 words. All the 100 words should appear in the translation. That's the way I'll tell them to translate. She caught my trend exactly. Sometimes some word may not have 10 meaning, 6 meaning, or 7 meaning. But whatever, for each word in the Nigandu original dictionary, how many meanings are there, that translation word, all that many words should appear in the whole translation. Means elaborate translation, without missing a single point or idea which the masters are trying to convey. Perfect way of putting it in Sanskrit by Bhagavan and perfect translation in English. So I am struggling to update. There's nothing to update. I bow down to that great intelligence, putting all these great truths of life in such perfect, poetic way. Let you all become Atmaratis. Atmarati means enjoying the self, enjoying the satsanga. Satsanga means communion with yourself, or the person who remains you to be in communion with yourself. That's also satsanga. See, being with the self, or a person or book which reminds you. Even if the book reminds you, hey, be with the self, that is also satsanga, reading that book. Or a person who reminds you, hey, be with the self, being with him also is satsanga. All the three can be called as Atmarati. I bless you all. Let you all have Atmarati.